Hello everyone, my name is Ivo and welcome to Cooking with the Coias. Today folks, we are going to make an absolutely delicious Thai chicken and we're going to serve it with a side of rice. I'm going to show you how fast and easy this dish is to make, but like I say, it's absolutely delicious. We're going to have some fun in the kitchen. When you're in the kitchen, pour yourself a favorite beverage, put some music on, and have fun. Cooking is not work, it's all about fun. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to get our rice going first. To make rice, folks, so simple. If you have a rice cooker, go ahead and use it, but you really don't need one. I got 1 cup of rice. We're going to give it a rinse. A good washing for the rice. Okay, add it to our pot. 1 cup of rice. What do we add to it? 2 cups of water. 2-to-1 ratio always. That's it. We'll give it a stir. Let's go put it on the stove. On the stove it goes. We're going to go to medium heat with the lid on. And we're just going to let that start to cook while we get our other ingredients together and get our chicken ready. So the first thing I want to do is get a batter going. So I have here 2/3 of a cup of 00 flour. You can use all-purpose flour as well. 2/3 of a cup is about 90 grams. And then I have 1/3 of a cup of cornstarch, which is about 45 grams. In they go. Here I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. That goes in. And I have a 1/2 teaspoon of just table salt. Okay, so mix that together. Great. Now, for the liquid part, I have 1 cup of milk. You could use any milk you like. I'm using 0% or skim milk. And I have 1 large egg. In goes the large egg. And just mix together. Alrighty, so now we have our dry ingredients here and our wet ingredients. Time to mix the two together and let's get our batter going. Okay, let's mix our wet and dry ingredients. Get that flour all incorporated. Spatula works great here. Just keep mixing until everything is incorporated and you have yourself a nice batter. You can remove any lumps. In fact, you can also use your whisk at this point. There we go. We have a nice batter that we've created now. Perfect. Okay, so I have here, you can use anywhere from 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of chicken. I've got in between there, I got about 1.25 pounds. And I'm going to go with boneless, skinless chicken thighs, but you can also use chicken breasts as well. So I'm just going to give a little bit of salt, not much, just a bit of salt to taste here, because we do have salt in our batter. But I am going to add a touch of salt. Okay, now, quite simply, just put the chicken into the batter and mix. Oh yeah, we got plenty of batter. I could have easily put in 1.5 pounds. Okay, that's it. Let's make our way over to the stove, folks. Okay, and I can see our rice is just starting to come to a boil here. So So at this point we can add our salt. 1 cup of salt, 1 teaspoon, or sorry, 1 cup of rice, 1 teaspoon of salt. Very, very simple ratio, and you could use that ratio and you could adjust more or less to your liking, but we're going to let that now cook on a medium heat until all the water gets absorbed. Okay, so while that's cooking, let's start frying our chicken. I have here sunflower oil that I'm going to use today. Into the frying pan it goes. And let's put that on a medium to medium high heat. And let's get it up to temperature about 300 degrees, thereabouts, 310, 320. Our rice is cooking nicely. In fact, I'll lower the heat just a bit on the rice. We'll put it down to a medium low. And let's take a peek. 304, 306, 309, 311. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, so let's start adding some of our chicken. We're going to add a little at a time. I'm not going to overcrowd, but what you want to do, folks, is get these cooked up till they're nice golden brown. That's what you're looking for. Alrighty, there we go. Yeah, those temperature gauges are great for checking the temperature of your oil. Make sure they don't stick. Oh, that's looking good. That's looking good. Be another one. Okay, we're going to do these in batches. So let's let that cook. Check on our rice. Making basmati rice, so normally rice takes 20 minutes. This takes closer to, well, just over 15. So you can see most of the water has been absorbed already by the rice. So I'm going to leave that on low, but as soon as I see that water is basically gone, I'm just going to shut it off and leave the lid on and let it continue cooking. Or let it just continue resting, because it'll finish cooking as it's resting. Okay, yeah, we're getting a nice golden little color there. And they're starting to brown up very, very nicely. Look at that nice, beautiful color there, folks. Okay, just gonna give them a turn. That's what you want right there. Okay, let those finish cooking. That's looking really, really good. And I added these two later so that when I take those out, there's still something frying in there. Okay, no more water fizzing in there, so I will now turn the rice off. And these are looking really, really nice, folks. So we're going to take them out and we're going to continue to add more. But look at that beautiful color on those. Very, very nice. Take the smaller ones out first, cook quicker. And then this one, yeah, it looks okay. Let's turn those other two that we put in earlier. And let's add some more. Okay, we have more added, so these two are now done. Beautiful color on that. Let's see how this one is. Beautiful color on that. Okay, so I'm going to continue cooking until all this chicken is done. Okay, off goes the stove. These are now done, folks. Oh yeah, let's get them going in there. Don't they look good? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, boy, those look so good. We can eat them just the way they are. And you definitely can, but guess what, folks? We're gonna put it up a notch. So let's make our way over to my brand new wok. You are the first people to see me use it. This is the first time I'm using it. I got this wok in Thailand and I really like it. I like the looks of it, and I know I'm gonna like using it. So here we go, folks. First time using my new wok from Thailand. All right, so we are gonna add let's go ahead and add, I have 1 tablespoon, a generous tablespoon of minced ginger. And I have here 2 cloves of minced garlic. So let's get those added in. And we're just going to saute those for a minute just to get everything, that those fragrance and aromas going. So let's get that going for about a minute. That's the sizzle we're looking for right there. Okay, so now I have here the juice from 1 lime. We're going to add that. Get that mixed in. Beautiful flavor with the lime, folks. Okay, and the other thing we're going to add now, I'm going to add some spicy Thai chili. You could use spicy Thai chili or sweet Thai chili. I'm going to go with the spicy, and we're going to start with 1/3 of a cup. I might need a little more. Let's see how it looks. Start with 1/3. You could always add more. And again, let's get that mixed in with that beautiful garlic and ginger. It's looking like we're going to need a little bit more sauce. That's not near enough for all that chicken we cooked. It's probably enough for a pound of chicken, maybe. So let's add a little more. How about we measure out another 1/3 cup? I do like my sauce. I added a little bit already, so I won't quite fill it. Okay. Spicy Thai chili. Okay, so again, let's incorporate that in, get it all mixed in, and we want to do this for about, a minute or two, just to get everything incorporated. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about right there, folks. And you know what? I'm loving this wok already. Okay, now for the magic. Let's take that beautiful chicken that we crisped up nicely, and we're going to add it. Put it all in the wok. There we go. All right, so now what we're going to want to do is get that covered with that beautiful sauce that we made. And yes, the handles are a little warm. So what I'm going to do, a little bit of help here. There we go. All right, now toss these all together and get them coated with that beautiful sauce. Just going to put the heat down a little bit while I do that. We definitely needed that extra 1/3 cup with all this chicken. Oh, look at that. If you thought this chicken looked good before, take a look at it now. We just picked it up a notch, that's for sure. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Okay, and you know what I'm going to say, right? You know it. And you think you've tossed enough? Just toss a little more. You want to make sure everything is coated nice and evenly. Look at that. Oh my goodness, folks. Okay, let's get this plated. Off goes the stove. Oh my, the aromas, folks. So nice. Beautiful. And I'm glad I went with the thighs instead of the breast. And that 00 flour makes for a little more delicate crust there. Oh yes. Now you know what we need, folks. We need a little bit of that rice that we made. So let's grab our rice. And let's put a little bit of the rice on the side. Oh yeah, basmati rice, folks. We have a lot of it. Okay, well, for starters, let's start with that. Now, isn't that a plate? I'm not one much for nice decoration, but I'll tell you what, folks, that looks absolutely amazing. Let's do the taste test. You know it, folks, I'm super excited for this. Take a look at this. Beautiful, beautiful Thai chicken right there. Doesn't that look good? Spicy Thai. Nothing short of fantastic. And wow, are these pieces of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, folks? So tender. Absolutely delicious. What a way to use my new wok from Thailand for the very first time than to make some Thai chicken. And wow, is it ever good. It's so easy to make. I really hope you give it a try. It's absolutely delicious. And remember, have fun in the kitchen. Pour yourself your favorite beverage, whatever that may be. Turn some music on and start cooking and have fun. I'm having fun wherever you are. I want to thank you for spending time in the kitchen with me today. And as always, folks, until next time, bon appetito and salute. This chicken, folks, is seriously, seriously good. Oh. Wow. Delicious.